Awesome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here via Skype with the one and only Khary Payton. You probably know his face. You probably really know his voice. He is the person who brought life to Cyborg on Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. And he also did the voice of Aqualad and Black Manta on Young Justice. So everybody give it up for Khary Payton.
There's nobody else here. So
I know. I'm gonna.
It's awfully quiet. It's slightly anticlimactic.
I'll fix it in the mix. I'm gonna fix it in the mix. Okay. Khary, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us today. How are things in LA?
They're beautiful. You know, it's like 80 degrees in February.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Hey, you asked me. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but at least I did. I would. You know what? I'm facing away from the window, so you see like the orange grove and the palm tree. You feel even worse.
Oh, sweet. Man,
Yeah,
I got to go out to LA one time, so I always remember that trip, and I can't wait to get back one day.
Yeah,
But,
it's not bad. It's not bad.
yeah, at least I'm not in Boston. You know.
Yeah. This time of year. Yeah. I'm gonna say you might want to hang out here in February.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there, man. Go ahead and find a cheap ticket. Come on down.
Right. All right. Well, let's get things started. First of all, who is your favorite DC Comics character? And don't say Cyborg, but you can say Cyborg if you want to. That's fine.
Right. My favorite DC character. Let's see. You know, honestly, like growing up, I definitely grew up more of a Marvel guy growing up, but the truth is, yeah, I know, I can't say that on there, but I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. You can cut it out if you want to.
That's okay.
But growing up, I mean, I was, of course, you love Batman, you loved Blade. Actually, was really cool. Kind of growing up. Green Arrow was my big guy.
Okay.
Because I was always a fan of Robin Hood type thing. Anybody with a bow in their hand, I just loved it. And so Green Arrow was my guy. You know, even cause almost you could really be him. You know, because he really didn't have any powers except that he could shoot. I literally have like dust collected on like 3 different kinds of bows in my house.
Oh, okay.
Because I just always loved that growing up. I love archery, love Green Arrow. You know, and I love that he had he was kind of would have kind of popped off at the mouth. You know, it was a little I guess indiscreet. You know, maybe is a word you could use. But I always kind of liked it. I love that he was the guy. You know, with one arm that pulled that bow back.
Oh, in the Dark Knight.
Back, you know, in the Jack Kirby graphic novel.
Oh,
was that right?
No, I think you're talking about the Frank Miller, the Dark Knight.
That's right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I threw myself up. I could have just said it in the graphic novel, you know, but I had to throw out a name.
That's all right, man. I know where you're coming from.
When he was hanging upside down, with his long hair hanging down, he pulled it with his teeth. Exactly. And I was like, oh man, that's just the most. That was the coolest thing ever. Yeah. I really love Green Arrow.
Well, speaking of Green Arrow, have you had a chance? I know you're working and doing auditions and whatnot. Have you had a chance to catch the Arrow series that's out now?
You know what? I haven't had a chance, but I do a lot of binge watching these days. So I literally like put together like 3 or 4 seasons, and then I don't leave the house for 3 days.
Okay.
You know, so I'm very strategic about when I put together my television watching. You know, so but I'm excited about checking out Green Arrow. Funny, actually, I started watching Flash with my daughter.
Okay. The Grant Gustin series.
I brought home a poster for her one day, and she wanted to start watching Flash. I kind of love Flash too.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, you know, Flash was one of my favorites, but because he was skinny. He was skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I love skinny superheroes.
Okay.
And I like with like with the old Battle of the Planets. You
Mm-hmm.
remember the
G-Force
anime?
and yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
were they were skinny. I was like, what's his name? Tiny wasn't skinny, but everybody, Parker was skinny. And so I was like, yeah, man. See, skinny guys can be superheroes. We can get in there.
All right. Yeah, I used to be skinny once myself, so I can relate. So I can relate more towards the tiny side now than. Okay.
Hey, man, gotta some time.
Yeah. All right. So how did you get cast as a Cyborg on Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go? And did you do any research for the role?
No, I honestly I didn't do any research for the role. I really took what was happening on the page. They sent out an audition. This is actually my first audition,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the audition because of David Slack. It was David Slack. This was the first time he was kind of a head writer on a cartoon, and he was I've known David since the first day of college.
Okay.
We've we go way back, and he was always asking me, hey, you should try and get into voiceover because I do the cartoons and everything, and but I you ask people about it, but it's kind of like that secret passage that you have to pull the candle. You have to, grab the right book, and then the whole bookshelf will move out of the way. And yeah. There's no set way of getting that first audition. They always say that to get a job in voiceover, you need to get a job in voiceover. So and then they'll give you more jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But your first job has to kind of come by accident, tripping backwards into something. And Dave called me up and he was like, all right, I don't know if they'll let you audition, but I think that there's this cyborg character, be perfect for you. But I mean, give me your headshot and resume, and I'll see if they'll let you audition. I don't know, because he was kind of afraid to ask because it was his first time,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in that on that level, like as a writer. And so he gave the headshot, and then I called my manager and called my agent. I was like, he's trying to get me in, so call these people, man. Call Warner Brothers and get me in. And I was just hoping that they would let me audition again.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a picture of Cyborg, and they gave me like a kind of a one sheet monologue. Mm-hmm. to do, and to get the gist of the character. And I looked at the picture, and it was different from Cyborg, in the comics. But and it had been a long time since I'd really read comics. I hadn't read them in a while, since, maybe since high school. And but something seemed familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was waiting to audition, I was shuffling through my stuff, and I pulled out like that I still had like that old, a new Teen Titans, with Cyborg on the cover, with that magenta thing coming out of his sonic cannon.
Okay, yeah.
Robin in the middle and everything. And I was like, this is the same guy, this is the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
But you really couldn't do too much research as far as the comic book, because he was less angsty, much less angsty,
Mm-hmm.
In the Teen Titans show than he was back in the old comic book. But the essence of him was there, and I was just all of the exuberance that I had for auditioning for a show, and doing a voiceover audition. I had never done it before.
Mm-hmm.
I was too loud. I slapped the music stand. I popped the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I made all the mistakes that you can make in an audition, and but I was just so excited to be doing it, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna get this, but I hope they let me audition again. And it turned out I ended up getting it, and it's kind of been a great ride ever since,
Mm-hmm. And you seem like the go-to person now. I know that this week they just released the Lego DC Superheroes Justice League versus Bizarro League, and so they called you again. Hey, you want to do Cyborg on this movie? What's the difference between Cyborg on Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go versus the Lego DC Superheroes universe?
Well, in the Lego universe, well, obviously, I mostly play Cyborg on Teen Titans. The first thing is that he obviously turned 20, I guess, and they kicked him out of Teen Titans. The very hard and fast rule about you must be a teen to be a Titan. So they kicked him out, and he had to go somewhere. And so they promoted him to the Justice League, which is awesome. But the cool thing about it is that that's how they portray it. Is that he literally just made it into the league, and so he is as excited about being a part of the Justice League as any of us would be. He is nerding out, huge fanboy. Every time Superman says hi to him, he's just like, oh! But I just can't believe this. So I get to nerd out and have all kinds of jumping for joy, for just being part of the team. Batman's like my idol, and so I just walk after him, crawl after him, just taking in everything he has to say, and he insults me, and I'm just glad to be insulted. So that's kind of the gist of Cyborg's character in the Lego universe, which is a lot of fun.
Okay, well, you were also Aqualad and Black Manta on Young Justice. To date, one of my favorite shows that aired on Cartoon Network. Crushed me when they canceled it, but
crushed all of us.
Yeah.
All of us. To this day, I mean, every time I see somebody who is associated with this show, we all kind of shake our heads and just wish that we could do some more of those. I mean, Aqualad was one of the great creations, professionally, of my life. There was not that character before, we kind of put him together.
Right.
Once again, they sent me the picture and sent me kind of that one sheet, and he was this otherworldly, guy kind of with, 1 foot, in one world and 1 foot in the other, and it was like English was his second language, so he had a very, measured way of speaking and this, feeling of responsibility on his shoulders. And so, I'd never really done a character with that particular voice, before, and with that particular feeling, and it just kind of came to me, it was part of maybe a little bit of data from like the old
Star Trek
Next Generation thing, something like a little bit, that I took from that, and just the sense of responsibility that he felt that was on his shoulders, and that came out, and I feel like it's like one of the unique characters, in comics period, in cartoons period. I'm really proud of it, and I wish so bad, that we do some more. I thought he was one of the most varied and layered characters, that you might find. And it was cool being able to play his dad as well.
Yes.
That whole thing was awesome. Yeah, no, I loved every minute of doing Young Justice, and if they could possibly figure out a way to do it again, I would jump at the chance.
As a fan, watching the series and watching the second season with the invasion theme that was going on, I saw the episode, and then after the credits rolled, I'm like, he did both of those? Oh, wow. It sounded similar, but it was like, no, they got somebody else and brought him in to do Black Manta. That wasn't Khary.
Really likes to, he was playing a lot of, there was a lot of family tension, all through running rampant through that show. Mm-hmm. And whenever he could have the mother play the daughter and the father play the son, so that we're talking about some incredibly, talented, voice actors who can pull that off, and
yourself included,
to be able to play both of those,
yourself included.
Well, I do okay. I do all right. I found more, a couple of voices that I can actually act in, but some of those guys that I sit next to, they've just got it got hundreds of voices coming out of him. It's crazy. It's amazing to be able to sit in a room and just marvel at what they're able to do. But I'm just glad to be able to contribute a little bit,
Well, I mean, like Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. You
Yeah.
two of this new generation that's coming up, you're Cyborg.
Man, I got really lucky. Because I mean, because Teen Titans was such a big hit and really kind of resonated with a lot of people out there, and then luckily, they moved Cyborg up into the Justice League, and I feel like the old Teen Titans show that was a really big deal as far as the character of Cyborg, kind of blossoming in this new universe that DC created, and myself and the other guys who helped bring Cyborg to the small screen. Mm-hmm. We feel really proud knowing that. I mean, he has taken off ever since then. He was kind of a background character before, and he's shot into the foreground in the last 10 years or so, and it's pretty cool to know that he'll be in the movies and all that stuff. It's gonna be pretty awesome to watch.
It is pretty awesome watching as a fan and everything. I need to give you some full disclosure. You are not my first cast member from Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go that I've interviewed before. I did an interview with Tara a few years ago when Teen Titans first came out, so that was fun.
Cool. I love me some Tara.
Yeah, she's awesome. Nice lady.
Now talk about a woman of 100 million voices. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the cool thing about Tara is that on Teen Titans, she just kind of sits back and just quietly does Raven, and it kind of is a lot like the Raven character because Raven really is the most powerful Titan, in the group, but she just sits back and quietly talks. And the truth is that Tara's probably the most powerful voice actress. You can find. It's just voices coming out of her ears, and it's crazy. She's amazing. And every once in a while, the nice thing is that on Teen Titans Go, that it's so silly and crazy is that it'll kind of let her go off every once in a while, and we can show off just how amazing Tara is.
And I was going to ask you how much improvisation they let you do on Teen Titans Go, because it seems like from all of the tweets and everything else that I've seen of you and Greg and everybody that you all are just having a ball in the studio.
They let us go crazy. Mm-hmm. The great thing about the writers and producers, the directors, the artists on Teen Titans Go is that they don't care as long as it's fun. The writer writes it, then the artists go, they scribble on it, they get ideas and scribble on it, come back, mm-hmm. Then we come back and we start playing with it, and then they'll take what we do and get more ideas, and then they'll come back and we'll redo some stuff or add some jokes. As long as it's funny, they're like give us what you got, mm-hmm. And it makes for a playground atmosphere as far as a recording session. We have all. I can't tell you how lucky I am to not only do that show and have people who let us have that kind of freedom, mm-hmm. but also to be working with the four other actors that I am in the booth with, because we almost always do it with all five of us in the room. Mm-hmm. Very rarely are we not all five in the room, and it makes all the difference, I think, because sometimes they talk about voice actors and on-camera actors and who does this and who can do this kind of thing and do that. But the cool thing about everybody in that room is they can do it all. Mm-hmm. They can do it all, and it's really on display, throughout, the first Teen Titans show and now with Teen Titans Go. There's really nothing these guys can't do. To sit back and watch Scott Menville just make Robin go crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. I mean, I just sit there with my mouth open, just amazed, because he had to play Robin so straight in the first in the first show. You would have never known, just how incredibly crazy he can make him go, you know. And and just everybody's always throwing out, different ad libs, different ideas. A lot of times they'll come in and they're like, we wrote a song, we just didn't write any music, so what you got?
Yeah.
Start singing, and we'll make up a song, and I mean it's a beautiful thing to be able to hang out and do.
In my day job, this is my side gig and everything. In my day job, I'm a substitute teacher.
Okay.
Frost 6th Grade Academy. You had to put that shout out there. And we were serving breakfast. We have breakfast in the classroom with the students every morning, and we had waffles. So
I apologize. Or
I must.
That goes. Because my girls literally like spent half a day saying nothing but waffles.
I started them out because they weren't expecting it, and they're like, Mr. Gunn knows the waffle song from Teen Titans Go. Yes, Mr. Gunn knows the waffle song from Teen Titans Go. And then, we're just singing, and I'm like, put your stuff up. Waffle, 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 So.
Yeah. See, it's got all kinds of educational value.
Yeah.
Teen Titans Go. All kinds of education. My daughter ate broccoli the other day for the first time and loved it because of the vegetables episode. She literally ate broccoli, and she was like, broccoli? It's delicious. She wouldn't go near it before the vegetable episode. See, we are making a difference. One child at a time.
Yeah, it's a comparison because even though it's billed as a kids show, it talks to the adults.
These writers, they try to slip in all kinds of stuff for DC and adults who are like the stuff from the 80s and stuff from the 90s. Just they try and slip things in all the time to really let everybody enjoy it. And I tell you what, I'm always surprised at the people who come up to me. Someone that I would have never thought was a huge fan of Teen Titans Go. And I was like, oh, do you watch it with your nieces and nephews? She was like, no, it's my show. She would just laugh from behind off, just asking me about that different things, and I was like, and the truth is that it's really clever. Yeah, it's really silly and goofy, but there's also moments of that are really clever that I think they just do a bang up job.
Yeah, and some of the best banter from the show comes from you, and speaking of a dog, you and Greg Sipes, with Beast Boy and Cyborg. I just love some of the stuff that you all do. It's like, wow, seems like.
Hey. My manager's dog, he has to, make sure everything's on the up and up.
All right.
All right, we're good. I think we're good. What were you saying?
Some of the banter between you and Greg Sipes, as Beast Boy and Cyborg, I just love watching you guys, or watching the animation and stuff that goes on between you two.
Greg is amazing. Greg is one of a kind, and the things that sometimes it's funny. Greg is working on a different level from everybody else. Now sometimes it's a higher level, sometimes it's a lower level, but it's always a different level. And I'm amazed sometimes that I was like, I can't believe you came up with that. He comes up with some of the great ad libs that are like perfect. They're like spot on. He knows Beast Boy so well, And I mean, he's a vegetarian. He's he's vegan now, but he always been vegetarian, and was he just that essence of Beast Boy. I mean, that's great. That's
okay.
Great. I hope that everybody gets to meet and spend a little time with Greg. You will walk away with a smile on your face.
Two more questions, and I know you got some things to do and everything, but I appreciate it. I'm having a ball. This isn't an interview. It's like, hey, I'm talking with my friend Khary. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah,
I love this stuff that I get to do. I mean, it'd be one thing if I was like, well, I really wasn't very proud of that show. I really didn't, much like Young Justice. Teen Titans Go, I find is a little lowbrow. I love the shows that I've been a part of. I've been very lucky to work with really talented people, and so whenever I talk about it, man, I'm game, man. I'm upset. There are a couple of episodes of Teen Titans Go that I'm backed up on that I haven't seen yet. And hey, it kills me. I gotta go catch up.
So we were talking. I didn't want to leave your other castmate out, Hendon Welsh. So let's talk a little bit about her.
Yeah, Hendon Welsh, I absolutely adore. She is my heart. She is my heart. She is honestly, those few moments that Starfire and Cyborg had in that first Teen Titans show is a lot like the relationship we have. I mean, it's incredibly close in an incredibly quick period of time. Everybody loves Hendon. Everybody loves Hendon. I'm just glad she loves me back. She's so much like Starfire. She's this sweet, beautiful little thing that is powerful in so many ways. I mean, I always love that first line in the old show where she says, I'm
stronger than I look.
Yeah. And she literally is. She is so much more powerful than you are expecting. She's Starfire, but she got a little black fire in her.
Okay.
She can get down and rough. She's just awesome. And when she calls me and it's like Starfire calling, she's like, "Hello, beautiful friend." And, like your heart melts, man. Your heart melts.
Now, if there was going to be a third season of Young Justice, I heard a rumor that you were going to voice a familiar villain in the DC universe, big bad that they said Darkseid. You were going to voice Darkseid. Is that true?
I had not heard that. I heard somebody said that, mentioned that, but I had no clue about that happening. I mean, that would be awesome. I would love to do Darkseid, but I don't know. They might have asked me to do it. They might ask somebody else. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. I would have had fun. I would have had fun doing some Darkseid.
Yeah, I'm still hoping for like a Young Justice movie or something where they just close it out and. Yeah, or at least do something with the characters. If they have to do like kind of smaller stories or something. Yeah, I would love to revisit that. I'm so proud of that Calderon Aqualad character. It was like even the fact that he was a black guy who swam faster than anybody else can swim. Just the idea that because like my mom grew up. When she wasn't allowed to swim in like public swimming pools, and so she learned to swim when I was almost like 16, 17 years old. That's when she learned how to swim, and we would kid my mom about it, and then I realized, oh, she didn't know how to swim because they literally wouldn't let her swim in the pool, Wow.
And I get emotional thinking about the fact that I played a guy, a black guy, who is the fastest swimmer in the world. Mm-hmm. So don't make jokes. Black people can't swim. Black people can swim very good.
Well, we appreciate all your contributions as Cyborg and Aqualad on Young Justice. And let's see. Let's close things out with: is there a character that you haven't voiced yet that you want to voice or do?
Oh gosh, I mean, I've been really lucky to do a lot of them. I mean, it'd be weird to get selfish now and be like, yeah, well, I haven't done enough, But I mean, Black Manta, that was pretty awesome, because I mean that was way back in the day, Black Manta and I mean, Cyborg. I mean, I literally had that comic book like at my house. When I got that job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really can't get I can't get selfish about it. I'm kind of living the dream, honestly. I'm kind of living the dream. So whatever they got coming at me next, I'll take it. I'll be grateful for it.
Okay. Last two things. One.
You want me to voice besides Darkseid? I don't know. What ideas you got in there?
Uh,
I don't know.
last two things, Khary. Let's see. Can you give us any insight on what's to come on Teen Titans Go? Something that you can say, and Batman won't hit you with the batarang for disclosing too much.
There's going to be a lot more singing, a lot more craziness. People are, we're gonna. Some Titans are gonna die in an 11-minute episode, but don't worry, they'll be back. They'll be back at the break. It's I mean, it's just chaos and crazy. Let's see. We're gonna have some cool cameo appearances. That'll come out. I don't know if I can say. I think they mentioned that Young Justice actually might show up.
They did mention.
Titans.
Yeah, they did mention that. I can't wait for that episode. I want to see how you guys mesh.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I had so much fun doing it, and I can't wait to see what people's reaction is because so many people are upset about Young Justice going and Teen Titans kind of took over the time slot, but one had nothing to do with the other, and so but people still felt like they had to take sides, for Teen Titans Go. But the truth is that Teen Titans Go loves Young Justice, and we're like we're gonna bring him back if everybody else won't, then we'll bring him back.
Right.
And we had a ball doing it. I can't wait for everybody to watch all the fanboys freak out, good or bad. I can't wait to see.
Myself included.
Yeah, you gotta let me know what you think. Man.
I will definitely let you know. And one last thing, if you could you say hello to all of my students at Robert Frost 6th Grade Academy in Louisville, Kentucky, in the voice of Cyborg.
Yes, absolutely. Here we even got him right here.
All right.
Okay, let me write down the name of it. Frost Academy? Is it Frost? Is that it?
It's Robert Frost, named after the poet.
Okay.
6th, the number 6 grade Academy.
All right. It's going to be real easy because Cyborg sounds just like me. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody at Robert Frost 6th Grade Academy? This is Cyborg. I want y'all to make sure you listen to your teacher. He's not bad. I kind of like that dude. We're going to hang out a little bit, maybe play a little PlayStation, hang out. But in the meantime, do your homework, eat your vegetables. Booyah!
Waffles. Khary, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. That was fun.
All right.
Let me know whenever you need something, man.
I will do. And thank you for celebrating African American History Month with us on DCComicsNews.com. That's a mouthful.
Honored to do so.